Got him. Oh man, this is a good one.
Do you want to know how to catch a big bag of bass early in the spring? Well, stay tuned because this is the video for you. We catch a big bag of bass and I'm going to show you just how you can do that and what areas and what key things you can target to do just that.
Another big smallmouth.
Stay tuned.
Boy, this one's fighting. She's nasty. That's a nice one.
I know.
You really want to see how this pans out for him. Well guys, it is officially time for spring bass fishing and it is pretty much at its peak right now. We are going to go out and target some isolated cover today. We're going to meet up with my good buddy Tanner and hit the lake and target isolated cover. I am going to show you how I like to do that and how I catch some big bags of bass doing this exact trick that I'm about to show you in this video. If you want to know how to catch some big bass on your lake, stay tuned. Well, let's get out to the lake, guys. So me and Tanner pull up to our first spot and I start flipping a bright colored jig. Bright colors are great early in the spring, especially on sunny days.
Yep. Well, that's a nice one.
I know.
That was a smallie. That was a really nice smallie. That was a really nice smallmouth.
I thought it was too early.
No, that was like a 4 or 5 pound largemouth. I mean smallmouth.
And even in clear water like this lake, it will still work. There's just something about bright colors in the spring that makes bass react. Now I switch it up from the jig to a bright colored finesse worm. Like I said, I'm trying to catch them on bright colored lures because that makes them react early in the spring and they also look cool.
You say if you do that, you ain't.
Tanner is throwing a Ned rig.
Don't flip them with your spinning rod. Especially one that big, damn. That's a nice one.
Not too bad.
Probably about a 4. Close to 4.
He was just peeing.
Nice one. Heck yeah.
But now, unfortunately, I'm kind of getting the feeling that I'm probably not going to make it happen on these brighter color lures. We have a pretty overcast day on this day, so typically your brighter color lures are going to really shine in the sunlight. In hopes of actually catching some fish, I'm going to switch up to a green pumpkin colored Zoom Z drop worm that I have on a Ned rig. A darker color lure on overcast days creates a bigger silhouette, so that stands out a lot better to fish on overcast conditions.
Got him. Got him. Right into the net then. Right into the net then. There we go, guys. There's a nice smallie. Heck yeah. There we go, guys. Got a big old smallie. Probably about a 4 pound smallmouth. Heck yeah. That's an absolute beaut.
Got some real dark spots on his belly.
Yeah. Well, let that nice one go, guys. Absolute beautiful, beautiful smallie. There she goes.
After that pretty quick success with the Zoom Z-drop worm, I continue throwing that around. So now we're just roaming around the lake trying to hit more cover and find more isolated cover. And it starts to rain a little bit, so Tanner wants to get in. He also had somewhere to be, so I take him in and then make my way across the lake to another area. So all we're doing is just roaming around the lake and targeting all kinds of isolated cover that I know of around the lake. This is the time of the year that it really pays off knowing your lake and studying your lake and knowing where all the isolated cover or structure is in the lake. That goes from anything from rocks and stumps and sunken logs to foundations and docks and sunken brush piles and rock piles, any kind of structure that fish can pull up onto. And a lot of times, depending on your lake clarity, these fish can be positioned anywhere from 3 foot on up to 15 foot if your lake is super clear. And that deeper structure, a lot of times, especially in clear lakes, will hold your bigger fish. That's a nice one there, guys. There we go, guys. Got a nice largemouth now. About a 4-pound largemouth now. 4.5 probably. Nice solid one. Heck yeah. That view, guys. Absolutely beast. There we go. Off she goes. And now, since we've had more than 3 fish on it, we have a pattern going, so we continue doing this throughout the rest of the day. Boy, this one's fighting. She's nasty. Oh, that's why you're a nice one. Oh, that's why you're a nice one. There we go, guys. Here's another nice one. Check out that big one. Got another big one there, guys. Another absolute chunk. About 4.5 pounder again, probably. Wow. Already. Gonna jump. This is starting out to be a good day already, boys. Let me show you the setup we got going right here now. So, got a little Zoom Z drop worm with a little bit of chartreuse spike it on the tail on a wide gap Ned head, so it stays weedless. Just using it as like a tiny shaky head, popping it around on the bottom, and they're munching it. Oh man, this is a good one. There we go. Look at that fat one. That's a nice one. Heck yes. Nice big old girl. That's probably 5.5. It's easily a 5.5 there, guys. Look at that big girl. Yes, we are just freaking mashing them today. All the big ones so far. Woohoo, baby. That is so cool. Look at that big old fish. All the big bad mamma jammas today. There she goes. So now for this, of course all my cameras are dead except for my stationary one that I usually just use for fish views. And luckily I left that one rolling or we wouldn't even have the hook set for this one. It's just magical how anytime that there's a fish going, that's when none of the cameras are ready or rolling.
go. There we go. Big old smallmouth, guys. There's a 5-pound smallmouth. Holy crap, we're just whacking the really big fish today. That is a beast. Look at that big old smallie, guys. Another big smallmouth. Heck yes. That is a brute. Let that big girl go.
Well guys, here we are at the portion of this video where I break it down a little bit for you. As you saw, I showed you in the video the little rig that we used. We were throwing the Zoom Z drop worm on a small 1/8 ounce wide gap Ned head. I was using the Woo Tungsten wide gap Ned heads. If you want to check them out, I will link them in the description down below. Same with the worms. I was throwing them on a medium light drop shot / finesse fishing combo that I have, my Enigma Fishing Aaron's Edge Rod. They unfortunately don't make them anymore since Aaron Martin's passing. Rest in peace to Aaron Martin's, one of the absolute best finesse fishermen there was. As you saw, I caught all my big fish on that little Zoom Z drop worm, and Tanner had a couple while he was out on a Ned rig. This is how I catch a lot of my big bags early in the spring on a lot of different lakes around this area. We're fishing in Pennsylvania, so you know if these tricks work to catch big bass here in Pennsylvania, they will work on areas down south and areas out west that actually have some really big fish. But the big ticket was targeting isolated cover, and this is the time of the year that it really pays to know every piece of cover that is in your lake, as far as rocks and logs and brush piles and stumps and any kind of isolated cover that your lake has. This is the time of the year that fish will pull up onto it, and if it's in anywhere from 6 to 15 foot of water, especially in a clear lake, that's where a lot of the times you're going to find these fish out in 15 foot spawning. That is going to have some bigger fish on it. So you want to get out there and you want to explore your lake and figure out where all the cover is. That is how you're going to have an extremely good day out there in the spring and find some really big fish. That is what it took to get me all these fish this day, that and throwing that little Zoom Z drop worm. Once I figured out that that's what the ticket was and they weren't going to hit the bright colored stuff because it wasn't really a sunny day, that is what they were dialed into, and that's how we got them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully it will help you catch some big ones of your own one day. And if you did enjoy this video, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That helps push my videos along further so other people will see them. Also, it gets you entered into my giveaway. As soon as we hit 2,500 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway for a fishing trip with me. So to be entered in that, you got to be subscribed to the channel. You got to like this video. You can comment for another entry, and you can also share it on your social media page for another entry as well. But we will see you guys next Thursday. Tight lines.
Instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.